Dear Esther, when you first came out as a Steam game, I was really excited about the idea of playing you. I kept hearing nothing but wonders about your previous incarnation as a mod, how much of a masterpiece you were. I kept hearing of people hailing you as a way for video games to be finally recognized as art. So, I ended up buying into the hype. Like I said, I was excited. I thought I would be buying into a great experience. So I gathered money and purchased you and added you to my library. When I launched the game, I started to think that maybe the people were right. Maybe the journalists were making the right call in praising you. Your visuals are indeed something to say a lot of. Your island and your landmarks are beautiful. The music is haunting, and the narration of our nameless protagonist is hauntingly great, telling me a story that changes with every playthrough. But then, as I kept playing you, as I kept walking through your landmarks and listening to everything you have to offer, I started to have a terrible realization, a really painful one. I started to realize that maybe you were not meant to be for me. Maybe I was not meant to be your intended audience. Because the more I tried playing you, the more bored I grew. The more my body wanted to fall asleep. As I kept listening to your soothing music and your calm narration, I was feeling the need to snooze off instead of walking around more, trying to find more about this beautiful land. So I wanted to push. I wanted to make sure I gave you a fair chance. I didn't want to be mistakenly dismissed as a hater, as somebody who just didn't give you a fair chance. So I filled myself with willpower and pushed through. And the more I walked, and the more I looked at the beautiful things you had to offer, the more it kept becoming clear to me that I was not having the kind of enjoyment that I thought I was going to have. Because, for all intents and purposes, you are indeed a walking simulator. You only exist for us to walk around and stare at you. We are not meant to interact with you in any other way other than listening to our narrator. It also dawned on me with a lot of pain and sadness in my heart that this new genre that the Chinese Room and other developers have tried to push over the past years, it has been a core mechanic of almost every video game ever made. To explore the levels of the game is to experience the games themselves. To take a moment from the gameplay and just look around the world around you, to just look around the maps for a key or to solving a puzzle, it is to explore. To sink in and enjoying the moment has been part of the bigger picture for decades. And I understand why there will be an audience for a game like you, dear Esther. Because there is a part of the gaming community, or rather outsiders of the gaming community, that will find far more enjoyment in being able to explore your worlds at their own pace, with their own peace. Just being able to sink in and enjoy the atmosphere, without challenges, cutscenes, or objective markers prodding them along. Because that was something I did understand from you, dear Esther. As boring as it was, I still had a bit of enjoyment looking around everything. But all those relaxing moments that you offer to me, dear Esther, are nothing new, as moments like these I have experienced them all over my gaming career. All those quiet time moments that let me stop for a moment and think about whatever intense gameplay moment I experienced, I had them. Instead here, I have to reflect on the experience of listening to beautiful music and a cryptic narration, all while trying to make sense of the symbols in your walls, and the words of your narrator, and the promise that with each replay, I'm going to get a different story, and different clues as to what could be happening, as to whether or not we are playing as a man trying to live his last days after feeling disgrace for a great loss, a loss that he either suffers via a third party or via himself. Dear Esther, please don't hold this against me. I understand where your developers came from, and how they put their life and soul into this to try and provide a unique experience, something relaxing and something that could leave its mark in the gaming industry. And while it sort of succeeded in making the walking simulator into a proper genre, I still can't help but feel that everything you offered to me could have been part of a much bigger game. A game that didn't even need a failure state, but rather a game that would have let me experience you a lot more directly, by letting me take a look at things, by letting me interact with things, and not just content myself with pressing W for an hour. I understand that minimalism is something that exists in art and media, and sometimes minimalistic games can create something beautiful. But in this case, I cannot really call it a minimalistic experience. I would rather call it a rather mediocre and half-hearted experience. One that could have done so much more, but you are content with just providing the art and the visuals, but not the substance. Which really makes me think that your studio could have been better off working as a third party for other developers, helping provide the visual art style, the music, and the voice talent to deliver a truly unique and great experience. But considering what happened with Amnesia Machine for Pigs and the fact that your studio ultimately went on hiatus, I believe that you, dear Esther, stand as a testament for wasted potential. A potential that you could have been a lot more, that you could have left a much better mark in the gaming industry, but instead, you will always be remembered as the game that started the meme of walking simulators. A game that thought that pushing bare bones gameplay as an actual feature will deliver you into the annals of history as true art, as something that will get video games recognized as art, something that was never necessary to begin with. Those who can appreciate the art in video games, they will always be there to appreciate it. Those who don't, those who want certain changes in order to appeal to them as artistic, were never interested in video games as a form of art to begin with. Which is fine, really. Not everybody has to like everything, and the fact that everybody has different tastes and opinions lets you see 1,000 different perspectives and lets you appreciate life and entertainment itself a lot more. Even if a different piece of media did not interest you, it is always nice to see how others think. Dear Esther, I am Brother 42, and I tell you, fare thee well, my dear. Fare thee well.